It's Friday! And the band is back together. Super excited to be here, Sunnies. We have an incredible lineup today. And of course, we have to celebrate top of the show. Ishim is back in studio!
Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back.
Yay, it feels so good to be back home with everybody.
Awesome.
Yay.
Well, good morning, Sunnies. The cappuccinos are strong, the playlist is loud, and the vibes are bellissimo. Yes! We've got a lineup today that's sunnier than a gelato stand in July because why? It's November, baby, and we still eat ice cream in the winter time here in sunny Florida. It's happening right here on Sunny TV, and we're talking about wild weather, local legends, soulful music, and one fierce Italian comeback that we've been waiting for. Yes. So let's turn this over to the queen of the sunny snack scene. Mel, what's on the sunny sundial today?
Well, David, are you ready?
Yeah.
Are you sure? Because the Inspo with Ishim is back, baby. And she's bringing us full main character energy. And we're talking spiritual awakenings, bold wine window moments, and a little divine drama straight from her fierce trip to Italy.
Yeah.
Plus, I've got your crazy Italian weather report because apparently Mother Nature also got emotional in Tuscany.
Wow, you're so on brand.
I'm so good.
You're doing great, sweetie.
That's my line.
I don't care.
And after that, Davey hit us with the groove, what's happening in the world of local music.
Yeah.
And that's right, Sunnies. We are going global because I'm taking you with me to Italy, Italia, from the hills of Florence to the soul of Rome. I'll tell you what it feels like to reconnect with art, faith, and that fierce Italian vibe that reignited my love for Italian culture. It's love, laughter, and a little or a lot of limoncello. Inspo with Ishim Italia is back.
That's right. And she may or may not have brought me something yummy back.
Maybe not. Allegedly, yes.
That's right. We've also got chili cook-offs, the Globe Night of Lights, and heart history, and a whole lot of hilarity packed into one show. And Mel may be going rogue.
Grab your coffee and your snickety snacks and tag your friends because today we're serving up sunshine and a side of soul.
Because it's fierce, it's fresh, it's Sunny TV.
And we are
Live from the Black Box at Limelight Theater. It's Sunny TV.
Oh, and now let's hear a quick word from our title sponsors, the Bailey Group and Steve Chapman's All-American Air.
Be ready for anything with the Bailey Group, an NFP company. Life is full of unexpected moments. Whether it's securing your family's future, protecting your business, or planning for individual wealth, the Bailey Group is here to guide you every single step of the way. Since 1954, the Bailey Group has been a trusted cornerstone of the St. Augustine community. Under the leadership of President Mark Bailey, they've grown from a local agency into a nationally recognized firm, offering tailored solutions for individuals, families, and businesses, with a focus on individual health and life insurance, Medicare solutions, group insurance, and property and casualty commercial coverage. The Bailey Group combines cutting-edge technology, strategic partnerships, and personalized service to deliver the peace of mind you deserve. Give them a call today, 904-461-1800.
Hi, I'm Steve Chapman, owner of All American Air Conditioning and Heating. For over 40 years, we've been serving St. Augustine and the surrounding areas. We're the largest HVAC dealer in St. Johns County, providing high-quality service and products. With courteous technicians responding to your HVAC needs, our expertise will give you confidence in your investment. Family-owned All American Air Conditioning, voted Best of St. Augustine for more than 20 years running.
Ooh, Sunnies, we have breaking news. Tequila. But we do have some breaking news to
Great
report
sound
today.
effects.
We're so good at this.
Listen, you guys, we need to talk about this because our uptown businesses, our loves, they're the lifeblood of the local charm, just got blindsided right before Nights of Lights. They didn't see this one coming. New parking restrictions were rolled out without a warning. And guess what? They're cutting off the extra spots where customers and employees park. I'm talking Cincinnati, Rhodey, Locust, Abbott, all gone. And for uptown shops, cafes, restaurants, that's a huge inconvenience. That's survival.
huge.
So these are the people who keep this town glowing, like Spinster Abbots, right?
Yeah.
We love Juniper Market,
Yep.
360 Boutique, Sunday, Snakebird Vintage, Materialistic Uptown, Moo Moo Vintage, Hot Box, Antiques and Things. They pour everything they've got into making St. Augustine beautiful, one coffee, one dress, one handmade treasure at a time. Mel, take over.
After a devastatingly slow summer, Nights of Lights is their big moment, the one that keeps them afloat for a whole year. So when those parking spots disappear, so does their traffic.
Yeah, it's
their
so
customers
true.
and their livelihood and their hope.
So here's the rally cry, Sunnies. Monday night at Bronx House Pizza, show up. Pack the room, be the body, be the voice, be the reason Uptown stays alive. Because this isn't just about parking, it's about protecting the people who give this city its magic, the people who are the story of St. Augustine.
Yeah, and a lot of people will be there, so I hope every single one of you are there too. Just because the lights bring more than just the tourists, we've got to support our people, and we've got to be able to give them the resources they need so that they can flourish too during this season. It's definitely a conversation that I think the city needs to have with these businesses. So yeah, shout out to that one.
Yeah.
Let's tango into Mel's Italian weather report.
All right, so today is Friday, November 7th, and it's sunny with a chance of that's amore. All right, the weekend forecast, bellissimo, but on Sunday we may have a little tinge of rain, but it's going to be quick if it even happens. So, sunny skies, flirty temperatures, and the kind of breeze that makes you believe in love, or at least good hair days.
That's God bless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Today's going to be a
Thankfully.
high of 79. It was a little more humid today, so humidity is going to be about 87% today.
Hence
I didn't
the
want to
ponytail still.
I didn't want to say it because you're
know.
going to yell at me. I didn't do it.
But what's going to happen
Mel.
next week, though? If we're getting a
Oh
cold
my God,
front, did
yes.
you see that?
Oh my
So
gosh.
you
In the 30s.
I
Yes,
know.
but tonight, you guys, it's going to go down to 60. So it's a nice sit outside night, but you know.
Yeah, during the day, you might want to stay inside.
Yeah, so that's what we
Interesting.
got for our weather today, friends.
All right, all right. This local music report is something to celebrate, though. Strum it, drum it, hum it down, Sunnies. It's time for the local music report to make you proud on this Friday, November 7th, a.k.a. ALS Walk Eve, okay? We
Yes.
got Michael Griner at Milltop Tavern at noon, Blackshear at Backyard Island Cafe at Meehan's at 1. David Watt Betsley and Kate's at 4. Jeremy Price at Bin 39 at 4. Mark Evans at the Guy Harvey Resort at 4. Richard Konsicki at Guy Harvey Resort at 4 as well. I guess they're doing a duet together. Sing nice.
Oh, maybe.
Adam Grayford, Milltop Tavern, 4:30. Raga Surf Music at the Raga Surf Cafe, 5 o'clock. Matt Fowler, Embassy Suites at the Hilton at 5. Sam Passetti, legendary dude, OC White's Restaurant at 5 o'clock. Jeremy Price, because he's priceless at the Boathouse at 5 o'clock. The Tides Marketplace at Raga Surf Cafe at 5 o'clock. Contact Buzz at Funkadelic Food Shack at 5:30. Johnson Burns at DJ's Clam Shack, no pun intended, 6 o'clock p.m. Those guys at Shaughnessy's Sports and Grill.
I love that name. Who are they? Those
Those
guys.
Those guys at 6 o'clock. How about New Guys on the Dock? They'll
That's
be at,
cute, too.
they'll be at Oasis at 6. The new Master Sounds at the Colonial Oak Music Park at 6 o'clock. Yale Dre Hyatt Place at the Villano Beach at 6:30 p.m. Baby Gray, so cool. Two Creeks Bar, Two Creeks, 6:30 p.m. Bad Dog Mama, they're going to be at Raga. There must be something going on at Raga tonight.
Yeah, where
Jeez.
actually is the Raga Surf Cafe?
I feel like that's on
Anybody know?
Riberia, I think. something?
it?
Yeah.
Near
Yeah,
Pie in the Sky.
Riberia.
Okay.
In that like warehouse where Crave used to be, right?
Yeah,
On the bayfront?
distillery.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Hey, Matt Still, he's not jumping,
He's
but he'll be
sitting down.
still. Yeah, Renaissance Resort, 7 o'clock. Jolie.
Jolie.
At Casa Divino, 57,
Like
7
they said,
o'clock.
sting.
Sage Trunnell at La Cocina at the cellar upstairs at 7 o'clock p.m. Joshua Tennessee Worthy at Meehan's, that's nice, at 7 o'clock. Doug Karn at Fountain of Youth Elks Lodge, 7 o'clock p.m. Cholula at Iggy's at 7 o'clock. The Record Company at Ponte Vedra Concert Hall at 8 o'clock p.m. Matt Wilson, wow, no relation to Wilson Phillips, I'm wondering.
Aw, maybe.
Cortez's Bistro, 8 o'clock p.m. And then there's a Taylor Swift party at Cafe 11 at 8:30 p.m. Listen to me. If you're going to the Taylor Swift party tonight, You need to tell Clay to go home and go to bed ASAP. He's running my sound for the ALS walk tomorrow. I know you want to shake it off, but listen, shake it off early.
Clay,
We
you
gotta
go-
go to bed. I'm
You
sick
go
of this
home, you
shit.
make a nani by midnight.
Come on!
Yeah.
Alan Dalton and Terry Campbell at the Milltop Tavern at 9. And finishing it
I
out
like
tonight,
Mandala.
Al will be asleep, but you can be up at Mandala Music at Prohibition Kitchen at 10.
All right, I got a really, really good joke today. you
Tell
guys.
us a good joke.
Where do pirates get their hooks?
Hookers.
At a second-hand store.
Oh.
Oh, I have such great
That
expectations
was
for
so
these
bad, it was
jokes.
good.
It's just so
My
good.
God.
People are looking for a company. I want people to have great expectations. We are a small family-owned brokerage. What that means is you get really personalized service and everything is very hands-on. You're not just getting tossed onto the MLS and crossing our fingers. We're very aggressive with our marketing. We're excellent with communication. We have a lot of amazing relationships in the community, so you're getting the advantages of all of those things.
Well, Sonnies, we are going to pivot over to some theme music for Inspo with the Sheem.
Oh, da 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 da, world travel inspo Sheem. She's here, she's back. The band is back together, da da da.
She's back to attack. It's Inspo with the Sheem. There it is. Welcome back, Boo. What an incredible
Thank you,
journey.
darling.
You gotta unpack this. You gotta tell us all how the trip was, how it started, what the challenges were. Give us all the good
All the
details.
food. Tell me
Yeah.
Absolutely. I know. Mel wants to know all about the food.
Yes.
Everyone else wants to know about the travel. I've got some fashion for you. All of the
Yes.
above. Some travel tips for those who want to travel. And just everything all Italy. I was expecting an Italian theme song, Mel.
I know. I thought.
Oh,
Give
when
me a-
the moon hits your eyes like a big pizza bite at some order.
And I did eat a lot of pizza in Italy.
go.
So let me tell you. So,
Amazing.
as you all know, I was gone for 2 full weeks in Italy, and it was spectacular. It was magical. It was everything we wanted it to be. And this was the first time that we chose to do all the planes, trains, and automobiles kind of travel.
Okay.
So we flew into Rome. We took trains to different cities, which meant we had to pack much differently. So, this was one of the trips where usually we go and we like park somewhere and we have like a big suitcase and we might like do a cruise or something. But this time we decided to see all these little spots along in Italy that we'd wanted to see and spend more time in, which meant we had to travel so much differently because we had 1 suitcase each and 1 backpack each.
Oh.
And yeah, I know.
Girl.
I
But you
know.
did it.
People are terrified of this. And I honestly, I had a meltdown the night before we left. I'm like, there's no way I can fit everything in. I can't
I
do
could
this.
tell before your trip because you weren't like as respondy back to us. So like
No.
it was definitely you were going through
I
something.
had piles in the room. I'm like, it's not
Meltdowns.
going to fit.
Oh.
It's not. I was literally in tears. Like,
I was expecting you to like ship a wardrobe out there.
I was almost to that point. I'm like, there's no way. There's no way. And then Phil went to bed. It was like 2 a.m. We were leaving at like 6 the next morning, and he went to bed. And he's like,
He's
I'm
like,
just-
you figure it out. This is between you and God now. boy.
really it was. And I figured it out because I'm like, you know what? F it.
What?
And I figured it out. And one of the things I learned, and I was telling Christina this, that when I get home today, my plan is I'm going to separate everything in my suitcase. I have not unpacked. Usually I unpack right away, but this time I wanted to be very strategic about my unpacking because I realized that you really don't need a whole lot to enjoy your vacation. So that was like reality wake-up check, even number 1. And even Phil, he had packed what he thought was really well. Even he realized he didn't use half the stuff he took. And we took very little stuff. Like we took very little. And it was just, the point for us of this vacation was to go and enjoy the places, not to be on a fashion show. Like, yes, I love fashion, as you all know. I love to be dressed up, but it was really about experiencing the culture and being out and experiencing these beautiful cities and towns. So we really didn't use like half the clothing. He didn't use half of the shoes. I took all this makeup with me. I didn't wear makeup most of the time until I wore a red lip, which is why I'm doing this now. I wore a red lip at night. Like all the things I took, like I could have done with a lot less.
Interesting.
So it was really about enjoying the moment and not thinking about everything else. Like the whole Steve Jobs mentality of just wearing black all day and making it work. Like he had a uniform, right? So we sort of had our travel uniform and I dressed it up with jewelry or with scarves. I had my one scarf that I intended to buy another scarf and I never did.
Oh,
We
that
were-
scarf was everything.
I know. I know. I might
you can't
have
have it.
to. I might part with it.
It's
for you.
beautiful though. That was a really cool scarf. Yeah.
Thanks. And I took a bunch of jewelry from the Inheritance Collective. Shout out to Anna. So my jewelry was kind of my fun way of dressing up every day. But for the most part, everything was very simple, and we had very comfortable shoes because we walked everywhere. Let me tell you, it was like 40,000 steps a day.
So Barbara Jean's asking in comments, how big was your suitcase?
It was a very large carry-on or a small checked bag. So
Got
whatever you
it.
wanted.
So you fit into that window. That's smart.
Yeah, it was. We did take. So some of the tips that we have was we did take duffels with us, like foldable duffels, because on the way home we knew we were going to want to buy some things, and that way we could put all of our dirty clothes and shoes in the duffels, check those, and then put all the nicer items in the hard suitcases.
The cheese.
Yeah, and the
Allegedly.
and the alleged stuff.
Pictures of the cheese.
Allegedly, yeah. Pictures.
Printed out
Beautiful.
pictures and frames of
That's
cheese.
wonderful, Mel. Great job.
So again, so where we went to Tuscany, to San Gimignano, which is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. I mentioned this before. It's an old medieval town. So you're
got a
walking
gelato
through.
there, right?
Yes, the world's best gelato, and it was worth it. Where we stayed was in this hotel that was right on the town square. So we had a direct line of sight at the line for the gelato, and every day this line was just wild. And there was one day when we saw like 8 people in line, and so we raced over there and we stood in line and moved very fast, and it was spectacular. It was spectacular, so much so that we actually really didn't have much gelato beyond that. So we had gelato there, and then we had gelato one time in Florence, actually twice. Once was at a vegan gelato place that I wanted to try, and I know Mel's like, vegan gelato? No, it was phenomenal. And then another gelato when I met up with my high school friend in Florence. And then we had gelato one time in Rome, and we didn't even have gelato in Venice. We only had gelato like 4 times because it was so good in San Gimignano.
Yeah.
We were like,
So
it's all
what's
gonna go
the
downhill
difference
from here.
between gelato and ice cream?
There's a different milk to cream ratio, and the way they spin it is different. So there's more air in one versus in the other.
That's why I like gelato better.
Yeah.
It's not as dense.
It's not as dense. It's somehow lighter. It's interesting. It's like creamier. It's lighter. It has more flavor, like packed into each bite.
Yeah.
So then
The
what's sorbet?
Sorbet is no milk.
fruit-based.
Yeah, it's no milk, so it's water and the fruit.
Got it.
And then the freezing temperature is different for gelato and ice cream. So gelato tends to be a lot softer. So and we learned also that when you see gelato in those like brightly colored mounds, don't eat it because that's usually they're catering to tourists who don't know that gelato shouldn't be like these neon colors. Gelato.
Interesting.
Yes.
Okay.
And they sell you on this. You walk by, you're like, ooh.
Right.
But a real gelato place will have their gelato in these metal containers behind the counter. So you actually don't see the gelato. You just see the names. And you're hoping that it looks good. But real gelato should be kind of like natural colors because real gelato should be made with natural ingredients.
That's
So
a really good tip. I
They
didn't know
lure
that.
the tourists in with those brightly colored
Right.
gelato mounds.
Right.
So if you see that, we'd be like, run away. The thing
Don't you give me bright colored gelato.
yeah,
St.
do not do
Augustine.
it. Do not do it. So San Gimignano was lovely. It was this medieval town. It was in the middle of Tuscany. It was our first dip into the Tuscan cuisine, which was spectacular. So Tuscany is similar to like our Napa Valley, right? You've got all the fields, you've got all the wineries, you've got all the wines, you've got olives. And so it's very much like a farm to table type of an environment. And we had some phenomenal meals there. We found this little restaurant. I'm big on doing research before we go. I research places, and I was telling Addie, I actually used, get this, ChatGPT
Okay.
for pre-planning for the trip because I asked it, okay, here's where we're going. What are the places that we should visit that are off the beaten path? What are the places, where should we dine in these areas? What are the foods that are local to these areas? And what are some restaurants that are not super touristy that you'd recommend we go to? And it gave us a great list. And so we actually
it
used that
good,
list.
the list?
It was spectacular. Even Phil was like, you did it again. You found another great spot. So we kept finding these lovely spots. The very first night we were there, we had sunset aperitivo. So, you know, in Italy, they eat quite late for dinner. So 8:30 or 9 is usually dinner time.
That's what time we eat in my house.
Yeah, bless you, because it is hard. The
You
first
got to take a walk
you
afterwards.
you always walk after
For
every meal.
digestion.
Yes, but they also start with aperitivo like at 5:30, and it's a time people get off of work normally. They go meet up with their friends or their family. They have a little drink. There's some
Sorry,
snacks.
aperitivo.
Aperitivo. And we found this place that had this gorgeous sunset view, like the spectacular view of sunset over Tuscany. It's at the end of this walled city. And there's this little restaurant there. We went in, met the owners. We had dinner there that night. We went back the very next day. They were so excited and proud that we went the next day, 2 days in a row, that they after lunch was over and they shut the restaurant down, they let us stay there for like another hour and a half, and they brought us all this food. They wanted us to try this. They brought out all these amazing wines. Like, we left afterward and thought, like, that would have been $1,000
So why do you
meal.
think that they did that for American tourists? You know what I mean? Like, is it because they were off the beaten path and there was something kind of special and exotic that you guys
I
were there?
think so. I think because we were tourists that were off the beaten path, but we also ask a lot of questions. And we are, you know, one of the things I think about with travel is that if you approach travel from the perspective of you want to learn, from a place of curiosity,
Yeah.
everything we did, we approached from a place of curiosity. We wanted to know how they started the restaurant and what their preferred dishes were and why. So we ask a lot of questions and we engage. And we also learned for 7 months, we practiced Italian. So we practiced Italian with Duolingo. I know, the little owl, but it actually was really helpful. And they were so impressed that we attempted, like, just proud that we were attempting their language, that we found that everyone we interacted with was really a lot more open. And so that next day when they rolled out this amazing spread for us, we couldn't have paid for something like that. Like, people I'm sure paid for tours to have these private dinners.
Right, yeah.
We just got it because they were just so
Well, you
proud
also
to share.
appreciated what they were doing in their food, so that goes a long way.
It does go
time,
along. I
big
mean, so
time.
much so that they gave us their phone number, the owner, and said, if you're going to Florence, here are the restaurants you need to go visit, and here are the people you need to talk to. Here's the chef or the owner. Let them know I sent you. So that actually helped us. After we left San Gimignano, we went to Florence, and we were there for 4 days. And Florence, let me tell you, we've been to Florence before, but this time we really fell in love with Florence. It was magical. It was special. It was like, it's living art. You know, Rome is a living history type of city. Everywhere you walk, there are historical ruins in different spots. There's all these old structures. And Florence does have some of those buildings, not so much the ruins, but old buildings. But everywhere you went, there was art. So think about Florence back in the Renaissance. Florence was where you had Michelangelo, you had Botticelli, you had Tintoretto, you had Van Dyck. They all were painting in this city because you had the Medici family, who were massive patrons of the arts. They were extremely wealthy. So they were like today's billionaires, and they did something good with it. There's your lesson.
Question though, because you said Tuscany was a lot like Napa.
Yes.
And now I'm getting this vibe of like Florence was a little bit more art influenced. Like, talk about the difference in cultures when you were going there.
So Florence is actually technically in the heart of Tuscany. So it's like the largest city within the Tuscan region.
Oh, okay.
And like from San Gimignano to Florence was maybe an hour. And between that, you have all these other little towns like Montepulciano and Siena and Lucca. And you have all these other little medieval towns, San Gimignano probably being one of the more popular ones because of the 14 towers that are still there.
I know all the wines, like Montepulciano, like
Yes.
I know that, like that. So
Yeah.
like each town, is, like that's
So
the
each
wine
town,
specialty.
each town has their own specialty. That's where Chianti comes from.
Oh my
Chianti
goodness.
comes from the Tuscan region. And the way you know it's a true Tuscan wine is if it has a little black rooster on it.
Yes.
That's the official symbol of the Tuscan region, specifically for Chianti.
Love
and
it,
then
Black
each of
Hawk.
these, yeah, exactly, the
It's
Black
true,
Hawk.
but
No,
that's
true.
what it is,
That's
yeah.
what they call it, the Black Hawk. I know. Each of the little cities, each little has their own. And then
can't handle it.
San Gimignano has a Vermentino wine that's like theirs. It's called the Vernaccia. That's like the special white wine that San Gimignano, the grapes only grow in San Gimignano.
Oh.
So each of these little cities has their own little, specialty. And then you go to Florence, which is like the metropolitan part of Tuscany. And I say metropolitan in quotes because when you compare Florence to Rome, Florence is much more charming. It's walkable. They're all walkable. We walk everywhere in Rome as well. But it's really like you feel like you're in this very connected, artsy food enclave. Like everywhere you walked, there was art. There'd be a Botticelli statue, or there'd be like a Botticelli painting, or there'd be like just, it was everywhere there was art. It was spectacular. And that's actually where you see a lot of the fashion houses.
I was just gonna say.
So I
yeah.
did tag you because
love it.
I walked by and they had the Ferragamo headquarters is there. They have all the main shops are there. A lot of the leather. So Florence is known for leather works. So a lot of like the fancy handbags and all that are all made in Florence. They have all the leather schools there, the leather factories. It's very much like that is where the craftspeople go. People think of Milan for fashion, but Florence is technically where kind of fashion started and where a lot of it's made. And it's just a gorgeous city. Everywhere we walked, like I was telling you all, we walked around one night and we were just walking through the squares, kind of acclimating ourselves. And we heard this sound. and we stopped and just kind of like followed the sound. And there were these two spectacular opera singers performing in the arches of the Uffizi Gallery.
Wow.
And it was just like
Street performers,
it's
like we
street
would have in St.
performers.
Augustine.
Yes,
kind of.
and
Okay.
these were like trained opera singers.
Wow.
And another night we were walking past the Duomo, that big, beautiful church that everyone sees, and there were these two phenomenal cellists performing. Like they started with canon and D major, which everyone knows, and then all these other things. Like it was everywhere you walked in Florence, there was art. Whether it was something you were looking at or something you were hearing, or whether it was the fashion you were seeing, because there's one street that has all the major like fashion lines. It was fantastic. And so we had such a spectacular time in Florence. We've actually talked about going back there and maybe like staying for a month and working from there and just getting, spending time there. I also have my friend from high school who I hadn't seen since I was 18. She lives there now. After college, she went there. She fell in love. She met a gentleman from Florence, and they have 3 kids now. And so we got to meet up with her and spend time with her and see her kids. And they wanted gelato, so that was one of the gelato days. We went and got gelato from the best gelateria in Florence called La Strega. And we just had a great time. And Florence also has those cool rooftop restaurants I was showing you. Those were really fun. So after Florence, we went to Venice, and we took a train to Venice, and that was just absolutely beautiful too. Like Venice is such a unique city that it's all these canals, it's on the water. St. Mark's Square was more impressive than we expected. And St. Mark's Square is one of those things where you see all the cultures of the world. So that's kind of one of the things that was super unique about Venice, is that over time it had been captured and like conquered by different cultures. And so you saw like the Etruscan culture, you saw Moorish, you saw you saw French, because Napoleon lived there for a while. He had taken over. Like it was all these different like influences, and they all coexisted together. And like that was kind of one of the things that I kept thinking as well. Like we were in Italy, and you saw all these different people. When we were in Rome, for example, we went to the Vatican one day. We didn't go inside. We'd done that before. We just wanted to walk through St. Peter's Square, and there were people from all over the world speaking all these different languages, and it was beautiful.
I gotta skip to this. Like, what is it like seeing a city floating in water, though? Get to the gondola. Like
The gondola,
yeah. Let's go. Yes.
Venice was really, we wish we had spent a little bit more time in Venice. We hadn't planned appropriately. We should have spent more time, but it was really like mind-blowing that they're built on stilts. This is a whole town.
And they go under because it starts to sink because of the water. So they have
The
companies
last
that go
day
under
we
and raise everything
yes,
up.
the last day we experienced a little bit of the aqua alta, the high tide, because it had rained the night before. So as the morning that we were leaving, our hotel had a taxi station behind it, a water taxi station. So keep in mind there are no cars, so you don't hear car noise there. You hear boat noise, which is really interesting. But they opened up the back door of the hotel to let us in. That was her boat sound. And the steps to get into the water taxi are underwater. And I'm like,
I saw this on your story.
I was like, these shoes are not going in that water.
What is happening?
That's exactly my question. Like, how do you get through this?
They're ingenious. They're prepared for this. They built a little bridge. They have this like wooden plank that they bring out, and they send it over to the boat, the water taxi, and then they have steps that go so that you never touch the water. It was really pretty special.
So did you look at like the shoes that locals are wearing? Are they different than what tourists are wearing?
Yeah,
Are they walking around in rain boots?
That's what I'm saying. Like, is it like Hunter?
Most locals were wearing sneakers. Like
Interesting.
sneakers are a hot thing there. And
Yeah.
we were on point with that. Everyone wore sneakers. Like cute shoes that I'm wearing like today, this would not fly in Italy unless you're going like to one person's house and not going anywhere else. Everyone there wears comfortable shoes because you're really walking everywhere.
Yeah.
We walked the entire island of Venice. So Venice is actually, I think this is like over 100 tiny islands, because each little block is kind of its own island. Like, and then they have all these little bridges that connect them. It's said to look like a fish. So if you imagine like the cartoon image of a fish with like a mouth and a tail, Venice, that's the shape of all those little islands, is the shape of a fish, which is pretty interesting.
Did you ever get lost in like the alleyways?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So I was messaging one of my girlfriends. She's like, "Can you imagine that I went there before Google Maps?" I'm like, I can't even.
I can't imagine. Right.
Because
I get lost with Google Maps.
I have a pretty good sense of direction,
Not
but
me.
even then I was
It
like,
shows.
because I couldn't figure out where the sun was. Like usually I'm like looking where the
No,
sun is.
I'm
like
gonna be lost.
Sundial.
But they do say like in Venice you really can't get lost because it's an island. Like you can't, like you're not.
Oh, they're underestimating my directionally challenged self.
Oh my gosh.
I will
And so
get
we
lost.
actually walked the whole island, and we started out the very first day unknowingly walking more than we thought, because when we went to Venice, we took the train from Florence, and we checked our suitcase because we didn't want to roll our suitcases through the streets of Venice. We'd heard that it was like a nightmare. So we each had a backpack, that was all we had. Well, we didn't realize that from the train station to our hotel was almost 2 miles. And we thought it was just like around the corner. Oh no, oh no. And so we were traipsing with these heavy backpacks, like imagine like those traveler backpacks, walking through the streets of Venice. And we had to make some pit stops. We had some aperitivo here, we had an apple there. We
Did you have
kept going.
cicchetti? Like, did you have the
Cicchetti? We did have cicchetti, so I don't eat all of that because a lot of it has, so keep in mind I'm allergic to shellfish, like I would die.
Yeah.
But, and that's the specialty in Venice, is a lot of the cicchetti has prawns and like langosta.
I'll
and
eat
like,
it for you.
So we did try it. We tried the things that I could eat, like had sardines and like all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
But it was really like Venice. So in Venice, like what they're known for is obviously seafood. So I ate a ton of seafood there. We had octopus and scallops and fish, and it was all spectacular. And our hotel, so we went from Airbnb to hotel, so that I had opportunity to wash clothing. That's kind of how you make it work with very minimal clothing. And when we were in Venice, it just so happened that our hotel had a Michelin star restaurant, and we had a credit at the hotel because we'd overpaid for something. So they were like, we could either give you credit back or you could just go dine at the restaurant. We're like,
We'll dine at the
Dining at the
we'll dine at the
restaurant.
restaurant.
Yeah.
So it actually made it really easy the first night we were there. We didn't have to think about where we were going to go eat, and we went and we had this amazing Michelin star restaurant. And weirdly enough, I had all the vegan stuff because whenever someone can make vegan food taste fantastic, I know Mel's like, give me side eye. Like, I know. But it was spectacular. And you know, funny enough, when we were in Venice, we actually ran into some friends from St. Augustine. So we were there, and I
silly.
noticed that they had posted, the wife, she had posted, like, we just got to Venice. It's so lovely here. I'm like, oh my gosh, we are in Venice. We need to meet up. So we met up with them the very next day. They're friends of ours from Carrera Wine Cellar. We've been like regulars there for a long time. And Tina and Charles have been friends of ours for a while. And so we met up. Their hotel was a block from us.
How fun is that?
And so we went over and met with them, and they had gotten upgraded. It was like it's a St. Regis, which is a Marriott hotel, and she travels a lot for business. So they upgraded her when they got there, and they got this gorgeous suite overlooking the Grand Canal with its own terrace. And I was like, this is a freaking upgrade. Like, that is upgrade.
Yeah,
Whoa.
for sure.
So we had aperitivo in their massive suite overlooking the canal, which was just so special to sit there. I could have sat there for hours and watched the boats go by. The very first night when we watched sunset from this one particular bridge, and I Googled, because I'm big on research when you travel, where's the best spot to watch the sunset in Venice? And it said this one particular bridge, and so we walked over there, and it was truly special. Like, I think I posted pictures and tagged Sunny in that one. The sky was all lit up, and you had like the vaporettos, which are the water taxis, and you had all the gondolas, and it was just this whole super cool little thing right there. So that was really special. And then Rome, we finished up in Rome, and we had family friends. They're now family to us, who live in Rome, and they made us these amazing 1,000-course meals, I call them, where the food just kept flowing. We ate at dinner at their place 3 times while we were there.
Oh, that's
and
awesome.
it was just so special to be part of a Roman family. We had Sunday dinner with them, and just to be part of that with them was just really cool. And
I'll tell you, like, restaurants are good. And, I mean, I think this goes for anywhere, but nothing replaces home-cooked food.
yes,
How was the price
Anywhere.
of food out there?
so much cheaper.
Was it?
Really?
So that was
And
the other
so much
thing.
fresher.
So much fresher. I mean, we ate like pigs there, and really we did gain like 4
Porca.
pounds. Yeah, we gained like 4 pounds each. Not terrible, but the food there is fresh. The food there is real ingredients. There's nothing that's prepackaged. There's nothing that comes like in cellophane. There's no crinkly bags. Everything there was fresh and real and super inexpensive. The food prices were amazing. Like, Phil loves his espresso and cappuccino, right? Every morning it was like €1, €1.40 for
What's that in dollars?
maybe $1.50. Yeah, I know.
We're
and
here, it's like $4.
Yeah.
Here's
and,
your $9 latte.
and like all the food, like even, people kind of laugh that in Italy, the breakfast that they eat is usually cappuccino and cornetto, like a croissant and coffee. That's typical breakfast, which you think would be super unhealthy. And I mean, granted, it's not the best, but it wasn't. Their level of sweet is different than our level of sweet here in the States. So like, I tried this thing called a maritozzo, which is a very Roman type of breakfast thing. It's like a squishy potato roll kind of thing, really soft bun with panna in it, which is whipped cream. But their panna is not anything like ours in the States. Like here, like you have whipped
It's
cream, and it's
dense.
like
Yeah.
there's so much sugar, and theirs, it was light, it was airy. I had that thing 3 times while we were there. I had no qualms about it. I was like, for breakfast, sure, I'm
That's
gonna eat a
awesome.
maritozzo 3 times. So yeah, the food there is so much different. The food quality was spectacular, and then their whole approach to dining as an experience, as a way to connect, is so much different. Like, it's typical there for obviously for a meal to last for like 3 hours. Very typical, and you engage with the family and you talk and you enjoy, and it's very leisurely, and then you always finish up with a walk after to digest.
Oh my God,
it,
and
right?
she would have loved, like back in the day with my family, like the Sundays. You
Yeah.
would have loved it.
Yeah, and we had the Sunday thing. It was lovely, and some of the other fun little things. I know we're like running out of time here, and I'll share all this with you Sunnies. If you want more details, I'll share more. I have lots of tips I can share. But one of the other cool things that we did this thing called an Italia Pass, and it's like I think it's $200 a year. So if you're going to go to Italy, I highly recommend it, because what they do is they help you book all your train. So they help you, because navigating the train system can be really kind of chaotic. And we didn't want to miss anything, so they help you with all your train reservations. Their customer service is spectacular. We missed one tour one day because we're like, we've already been, we don't want to go, we're going to go do something else. They called Phil and we're like, hey, we're here waiting for you. Are you okay? Is everything all right? Like, did something happen to you guys? So, like, they were like checking up. Their
Making
customer
sure.
service was spectacular. And one of the nights, they give you all these free perks. So if you wanted to go, you could go to this Roman dinner they had. We met the CEO of the company. He was there. He wanted to meet all of his guests, and this is what they do. Like, he was so gracious too, and he started a hostel years ago, the Pink Palace Hostel. If any of you have heard of it, he also started Italia Rail, which is a online booking site for all the
Is that
trains.
the Pink Pony Club?
Similar.
Okay, very
But like what they do is, and once you sign up for this, you get all this service and support, and then you get all these free experiences in any of the cities that you're in. We didn't have to pay for any of these extra experiences we did. They just include them. And like a couple months ago, they did when Duran Duran was at Circus Maximus, their Italia Pass customers got to go for free.
Wow.
In Venice, they had a moonlight dinner on a barge, where right there in St. Mark's Square, they set up this barge, and they had a Michelin chef come in and prepare a dinner. When Andrea Bocelli was in Tuscany last year, I think it was, their guests got to go as they paid nothing for it. So they just have these things that they
That's
have these special
awesome.
experiences. So if anybody's going to Italy, I highly recommend Italia Pass. They really made all the kind of navigational things really easy, and then you
special,
got all
yeah.
these extra perks for it. So it was really cool.
Very,
That's
very
awesome.
cool.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, so much more of this
I know.
story.
Yes.
Loving all of it. But friends, let's take a quick pause so we can say hello to Maritime Creative and Flashes and Brilliance.
Maritime Vibe Check!
Fresh version.
When the lights come on and the magic begins,
There's a crew behind the scenes that always wins.
Maritime Creative, they set the stage.
From sound to lights to video waves.
Big show, small space, doesn't matter a bit.
They show up, they glow up, they make it all lit.
No panic, no chaos, just smooth, clean flow.
They take a wild idea and make it glow.
Need a vibe, they build it.
Have a dream, they get it.
From spark to spotlight, they never forget it.
I trust them, I love them, they come on through.
Maritime Creative, that's the real stuff, boo.
So if you want your moment to rise and shine,
Call the crew that always gets it right every time. It's Maritime.
Got gold? Got silver? Got a drawer full of what even is this? Then it's time to cash in with Flashes and Brilliance, Northeast Florida's most trusted gold buyers. They're not just buying gold, they're buying silver, rare coins, fine watches, estate jewelry, and all the sparkle you forgot you had. Don't just sit on your treasure. Turn it into cash today. Call John and Steph, the pros who make it easy. 904-540-7617. It's fast, it's friendly, it's Flashes and Brilliance, because your buried treasure belongs in your bank account.
Flashes and Brilliance.
Yes, Flashes and Brilliance. You guys, this is the time. The gold market is incredible right now. So make sure if you're sitting on some treasures like some gold or silver, they are the specialists
Coins.
and the go-to in town. Also, big sponsors of the ALS Walk, which we will be participating tomorrow. Ripley's Believe It or Not, show up and show out. The walk events will start at 8 a.m. The walk will start promptly at 9, and it'll be over about 10:30. But we have a bunch of things planned. Caleb from Black Diamond, Coach and Limousine, will be there, showcasing his bus that is wheelchair accessible, which is pretty amazing. And also I needed to use some of his Starlink that's connected to the bus. So big shout out to Caleb for showing up and showing out. This is going to be such an inspiring morning. Thank you so much for everybody coming out and giving some ALS patients some great inspiration.
Show the shirt. You have the
Oh
shirt
yeah,
on.
the shirt today. Let me just go down a
Look
little
how
bit.
good that
Yes,
looks.
da da da.
Fondle
Yes.
yourself. Fondle yourself.
Happy 10 years. This has been
Fancy,
an
fancy.
extraordinary journey on being a part of this committee, and everybody it's a big celebration. So, all right, let's also pivot to a life-changing chili cook-off that's happening Thursday, November 13th, 6 to 9 p.m. Right here in St. Augustine at 7310 US Highway 1 South. The Spicy Showdown isn't just about bragging rights, it's all for the incredible cause led by the organization doing truly life-changing work called Rethreaded.
That's right, David. Rethreaded is a Jacksonville-based nonprofit that's all about second chances and new beginnings. They help survivors of human trafficking rebuild their lives through meaningful work, community, and empowerment. They've already created jobs and support programs that restore confidence, independence, and hope. And now they're turning up the flavor with this community chili cook-off.
And here's the fun part, Sonnies. If you think you've got the best chili recipe in town, it's your moment to shine. You can actually enter the cook-off and show off your
fun.
skills. That's not me, because I cannot make a chili, but anyhow,
No,
Phil
me
can. I
neither.
should get him to do it. Just reply to the event email for all the entry details. Every spoonful you serve or taste helps Rethreaded continue their mission to change lives right here in North Florida.
Amazing. So mark your calendars again, Thursday, November 13th. Bring your appetite and your friends, and you're going to support an incredible cause. We love Rethreaded. They do some incredible work.
Absolutely.
I
They
mean,
do.
incredible.
They really do.
Honestly, one of the best organizations out there. All right. Also, Oldest House Museum Complex is opening its doors November 15th through January 11th, 10 a.m. to 5. They're doing a Living History Gardens museum exhibits and one of the most picturesque gift shops in town.
It isn't just any old house, it's the oldest.
Right.
Managed by the St. Augustine Historical Society. Since 1883, the oldest house offers a beautiful peek into centuries of Florida life, from Spanish colonial times to modern day preservation. You can stroll the gardens, tour the museum, and pick up unique, locally made gifts, and they're perfect for a little holiday shopping while you're downtown under the lights.
And can you just imagine it? Sunshine spilling through the trees, garlands wrapped around those centuries-old walls, and that crisp, festive air dripping off the bay. It's a perfect stop for holiday strolls and for cocoa breaks. Mel, there's a snack break for you. And you can
Yes.
find all the details at staughs.com. Yes, that's STAUGHS.com.
St.
Perfect. Oldest House Museum Complex. They're always doing some really, really cool things.
Yes.
Yes.
Hey, also, did you guys hear that the
Oh, yeah.
Apalachicola Bay is reopening for its wild oyster harvesting in 2026?
Yum.
This is big news.
Yes.
So before you start sucking and shucking and slurping, that was horrible, but it's the truth. It's the truth. Let's remember this is the bay that once
Morning
fed
show.
90% of Florida's oysters and 10% of the entire nation's supply.
Yeah.
It was the
Wow.
pearl of the Gulf until overfishing, drought, hurricanes,
Destroyed it.
and the infamous water wars with Georgia dried up with both river and the livelihoods that depended on it. So this proud boat captains turned lawn guys, nets traded for weed trimmers, and now 5 years later the state's cracking the shell open again cautiously, but they are going to actually steward it to be successful.
So there's more than just nostalgia. The Florida Fish and Wildlife Commission says oyster populations have recovered enough for a limited reopening starting January 1st,
Really cool.
2026.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys oysters fan? Are you
I like
No,
oysters.
Me, not so much.
Oh,
but,
I guess right.
but
duh.
Phil is. Phil loves
I
oysters.
like lightly steamed, and I gotta have my horseradish and my lemon.
I
Yeah.
love it. I like oysters Rockefeller. I'm salivating thinking about it
Yeah.
right now.
Phil
It's so
loves
good.
those raw oysters with the the way you do it.
Yeah,
with
Yeah.
lemon
but
in
there
them.
is nothing like oysters from Apalachicola.
I
So-
had no idea that it's 90% of
it's-
Florida's and
yeah.
10%
Right.
of the nation's come from this
So
little
when
spot.
it dried up and we couldn't get them from there, they were outsourcing oysters from another part, and the oysters were like dingy and gross.
Right. These are
So
like
this
sizable.
is really huge news.
Ah.
The
by way.
pearl, yeah,
Yeah.
wonderful. How about this interesting topic here? Basically, what's happening in St. Johns County is the Board of County Commissioners, I think it's kind of a good one though, just voted to charge developers a brand new fee that will help fund conservation. Starting in 2026, every new home that will come with what's basically
Yes.
a nature tax calculated by the square footage. So that shiny 3,000 square foot house, it'll cost the builder hundreds more. Great news for the environment, but for developers, it's like telling the race car driver to hit the brakes because the grass is losing the race.
Yeah, so the plan still needs approval in
land.
December. The land. But it passes, the county expects to raise about $3 million a year. This, I think, is huge.
I do.
So, to balance it out, the proposal also includes a waiver. It projects that we build affordable housing, that it could skip the fee entirely. So, builders could forego the fee if they build more affordable housing. Now, I do know.
That's a remix.
Yeah, when builders build houses, they have like a tree tax that they have to plant X amount of trees per
Yeah, but
square
don't put
footage.
like some Charlie Brown crap.
Yeah.
I want to see a tree. You know
But
what I
that's
mean?
usually what they do because
Yeah.
then, we met the tax credit, the
Yeah.
tree credit. So
I want a tree. I want a bark. I want to like.
Yeah, I want a real tree. I don't want a twig.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, but maybe on Meme It or Leave It yesterday on the afternoon show, that's why they left the tree in front of the garage door.
Oh, maybe.
Maybe.
They needed to have a tree on the
They
property,
needed to have
on
a
the
tree.
land.
That's a good one. That's
you know,
a really
I
good
do
one.
like this. I think like I'm not sure. I'm sure there's going to be some developer who's going to find a way around it.
I'm sure, yeah,
let's
a
knock on wood.
plastic
But at
It's
least
all
they're
good.
trying.
Yeah.
But at least they're trying because
Yeah.
I do think like I was just mentioning this. One of the things I really appreciated about in Italy is that they didn't tear everything down. What their natural beauty was there, whether it was the old ruins or the trees. You still saw a lot of that here. We're getting a lot of development here in our county. And I feel like if we don't do something to protect what we have left, we're not
Yeah.
going to have this farmland
It's
left.
the
We're not going
truth.
to have the green space left. I don't want to live in a concrete jungle in suburbia. One of the reasons I chose St. Augustine in this county was because we had this beautiful balance of history, culture, beautiful nature, and then housing. And like,
Yeah.
you know, I think we've
It's
got to figure
inevitable.
out- yeah,
The growth is inevitable.
Well, not if
Yes.
we close it. We're closed. People don't move to St. Johns County. We are
Oh,
closed.
I think, but I actually think this is a really cool idea. This is an
Yeah,
innovative way.
I will say, at least they're trying to do something.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's
yep.
true.
It's better. You
Agreed.
can't just not do anything.
Right.
Like, at least
Right.
try. If it works, it's great. If it fails and it doesn't pass, at least they're attempting. And I will tell you, the commissioners in our county, they won't let it go. They will keep trying things.
Yeah.
Well, you know what works?
Old Town Trolley.
Yes, ma'am.
Ding ding.
Sit back and relax and take it easy, baby, and let it go as Old Town Trolley's licensed and talented tour conductors share over 500 years of St. Augustine history. Guests will enjoy the city's European flavor, brick-lined streets, and sites such as the Castillo de San Marcos, the Fountain of Youth, and Henry Flagler's former Ponce de Leon Hotel. This 90-minute tour features 22 stops and covers more than 100 points of interest. Guests can use their ticket all day for on and off reboarding. You got to check out hometownpass.com.
What's happening this week?
Guess what?
My eyes just want to go to sleep. Is
The
that what?
United States just returned 36 stolen artifacts to Egypt. This is kind of cool. Taking a 3,000-year-old stone panel, a golden mummy mask, and a rare manuscripts that have been smuggled out and scattered around the world. For Egypt, this wasn't just about art. This was about reclaiming pieces of their identity that were stolen and sold off like souvenirs. It's history finding its way home, one priceless artifact at a time.
Guys, I kind of want a golden mummy mask now.
I know, right? This is kind of fun.
So these weren't just little trinkets, guys. It's part of Egypt's soul. Investigators spent years tracking them down, working with museums, private collectors, and even auction houses to get them back.
Awesome.
The collection includes items from the 18th dynasty. That's over 3 millennia of history being restored.
Wow.
Guys, this is really cool. Like, we gave it back, we found it, and that just shows that even in today's age where people are so divided, this was different countries working together for one common goal to bring things back to where they needed to go. And I think this is what's huge about this. Yes,
Yeah, I love this story. I love that
Yeah,
they're
I do
returning
too.
it to Egypt. These are their artifacts. This is part of their history.
Right.
But it makes me think like how many more situations do we have like this? Like
Right.
how
A
many
lot.
more stolen artifacts?
Well, how about the
are-
artwork that was stolen in
The
World War II?
Louvre.
I mean,
yeah,
there's a
oh my
lot of that.
gosh.
Yeah.
That was like from all the families. Yes, that's
ma'am.
so. You think about like what would it take to return these, and how powerful could that be? So hopefully this like leads to other countries doing similar things or
Oh
other
my God.
people.
Could you guys imagine if you bought a piece of art, right, and you had no idea it was stolen, and you're hanging out in your house, you're having coffee, and all of a sudden there's like agents at your door, and they're like, "We're gonna need to confiscate that," and you're like, "What? My painting?" And they're like, "It's stolen." Can you imagine what that would be like?
I
It'd be
know.
horrible.
It'd be
I'd be like,
horrible.
"Take it."
It'd be
Take
horrible.
It.
There was a
Yeah.
movie based on this. What
And
was it
you
called? The
don't know.
Kiss? I forget. But it was, yeah.
Because that happens all the time
It
too.
happens all
They
the
get
time.
slick,
so
man.
I like this. I'm glad
I
that
thought
they're
this was
doing
Yeah,
good.
me
it.
too. And I mean, some of that limestone pieces were like 3,000 years old. That's incredible. Like they can restore that culture. And like you said, Mel, this is all about countries coming together for unity and peace. And I love that.
Yeah.
And it's all being brought together by art. And I think
Yeah,
that's really
I love
truly
it.
the secret
Yeah.
of life. Love
Yep.
and art.
Love and
All
art.
right. Speaking about love and art, this is community art right here in Pittsburgh, one dad had his 2 little boys decided to turn their front yard into a neighborhood food pantry. This
Bravo,
is
Dad.
amazing. You don't need $1 million nonprofit to make a difference.
Nope.
Just a few bins, some canned goods, and a sign that says, take what you need, leave what you can. Within days, this went viral. Donations poured in, envelopes of cash appeared, and even an NFL player showed up
Yeah.
with groceries. This is what happens when kindness becomes contagious, and it started right outside someone's front door.
So the whole thing began after the dad heard about cuts to food assistance programs and realized some of his neighbors might be struggling to eat. So instead of waiting for someone else to fix it, he did something. Within a week, he helped more than 100 families, you guys. And that's not counting the ripple effect. People across the country are now setting up their own front yard pantries, inspired by one dad's simple act of generosity.
Go ahead, do
Yes.
it.
I love this so much because it's a good reminder that even one person can make a
difference.
huge difference, right? He was doing something with his sons, and what a great example to teach his sons,
That's
right?
what I was about to
Oh
say.
my gosh, just this man, I just
So rewarding.
I think it's so
And you know
special.
what? Here's the thing. He didn't take his cell phone and record it
No.
and put it on the TikTok, the Instagram. He just did it, and
Right?
somebody else
He
happened to.
wasn't waiting for permission.
No.
He just was proactive and found something that could make a difference for someone.
Yeah, when I read the story, I was thinking too, like, what's something that each of us can do in our community here
Yeah.
in St. Augustine? Because we know there's need across the country. Like, what's something that each of us can do to make a difference for other people?
And listen,
You know?
there's all different types of people. We need the check writers.
Yeah.
We
Yes.
need the people of action. We need
We
all
need the
those,
garbage men.
We need.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. We need all different
No,
types of people. You're right.
You're
sure.
all laughing, but I overheard a conversation. I was in a store.
So random.
No, this is why, because we need these people. And I overheard there was these 2 women behind me. I think I was one at the freaking grocery store. I hate the grocery store. And they were like, can you imagine if you had to be a garbage man? And I'm like, I wanted to turn around and say, bitches, shut your face. Because I'll tell you what, they make a good salary, okay? They do a job really no one wants to do, all right? So don't knock someone else's job.
Circling
Back
back.
here to the.
I'm
Let's do-
spiraling.
So circling back, let's do good
I
night.
told
Mary.
you I was going
Everyone,
rogue today, guys. I felt it happening.
We challenge you
To
to do something good for
Praise
others.
your garbage workers.
Well, you can buy if you want to put a little cooler out and some sandwiches. That's a nice thing to do, right? That's what
Yeah.
Mrs. Robinson does. All
All
right.
that to say,
I'm
do
going
good.
rogue. I said it before the show
All that
started.
to say, do good for others, you guys.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
There you go.
That's wonderful. Hey, girl. Hey, horoscopes. Jeez.
Listen, they keep us clean, baby.
Aquarius and Pisces are on deck today. Listen, Aquarius, Barbara Jean's in comments. Innovation wrapped in iridescence. You're the vibe. Check. No one passed up on. Your future metallics with a soft pastel twist is alien chic. Your style oracle's telling us. Also, you have a cosmic command of stay unpredictable. It's your greatest currency. Your power accessory is a silver cuff that looks like it came from another galaxy. Your affirmation is, I don't fit in, I make the mold fit me. Ooh, yes. Your quote of the day is, normal is boring. Be beautifully unexpected.
Oh, how about that?
Pisces, this week's vibe is dreamy but dangerous. You're the poem and the punchline. You try some sheer chiffon, wear blue tones and ethereal glow. Your cosmic command is let them underestimate you, then watch them grow or drown in your depth. Yeah, sure. Your power accessory is an iridescent clutch that makes it look like a moonlit bottled up. And your affirmation is I swim through chaos like it's choreography.
Oh.
And your quote of the day is from Charles Bukowski. She's mad, but she's magic. There's no lie in her fire. I
how
love
about
that.
Yay.
So I have my playlist in front of me here, but now I'm debating if I should go rogue and do a
Definitely go rogue.
montage of my theme
Just
songs
keep
that I
going.
sing.
Just
No.
keep going.
Roll
Yeah.
with it.
Okay. So today's theme song is about Sunny TV
Okay.
and what we do. We are Sunny TV. We make the fun. We don't like to eat a hamburger, no bun. You're welcome. You're welcome.
We don't
So,
like
number
to
one-
eat a hamburger, no bun.
Yeah, because we're
I like the bun.
I do too.
We
That's
just
why
are-
we don't like to eat it.
Oh.
Oh my God, enough. All right, so how can we be
Lovers if we can't be friends? How can we start over when the fighting never ends,
baby?
How can we make love
Yes.
when we can make a mess?
Wow.
And you know what next we're gonna do? Because people like to bake, and Ashima's talking about gelato and how things are sweet. Pour some sugar on me in the name of love. Stop in the name of love
Before you break my ass.
about to go rogue. And you'll never forget this. Aisha,
You were the girl I never had, and I want to get to know you better. Ashim.
But don't forget, straight up now tell me, do you really want to love me forever? Oh, oh, oh. Yes.
All right, I'm gonna get through this sunshine shenanigans story real quick, honey. This is a story about a local legend known as Little Ricky Farlow, a 4-year-old dreamer and a visionary and possibly the dumbest genius this side of the Bridge of Lions,
Oh,
right?
dear Jesus. Here we
One spring afternoon, Ricky's sweet grandma, the type who wore pink curlers to Publix and collected ceramic cats, God bless her, spotted an eyelash on his cheek. So what do? We always take the eyelash
Oh,
and
yeah,
say,
make a wish.
Make a wish, right?
Yes.
So she gasped and plucked it gently, just like we said. Now blow it off, sugar, and make a wish. And whatever wish will come true. Ricky blinked once, and his tiny little brain whirled. And then, oh, Sonny.
Oh,
Oh no.
no.
The wheels of disaster began. 2 days later, his parents find him perched like a gargoyle in the bathroom counter with tweezers in one hand and the mirror fogged up from all the determination. With each pluck, the kid whispers, I want a pony! I want a pony! I want a pony!
You're not Oprah. You can't give people things.
Oh my gosh, one eye completely bald and the
Oh my
other one clinging to
gosh.
3 lonely lashes like they were on the Titanic, right? The kid committed to the bit. His eyelash bald for months, looking like an extra from a swamp documentary. His mom had to draw on his lashes with an eyeliner pen
no.
just to get it through picture day. I know. And the kicker, the wish never came true.
No.
No pony, no horse, not even a Shetland.
He's probably like, screw that lady.
Not
Oh
even a
my
My Little Pony? My gosh.
I
Oh,
know.
you guys,
so
I
careful what
can't.
you're telling kids out there, child.
It's
Oh my
true.
God, that's
Your
kids
face
are-
will get stuck like that. Remember that one?
Yeah, kids
Right,
are
yes,
man.
remember?
Don't swim after eating a hot dog.
Yeah.
Like a half hour.
Yeah,
Right? The goal of
kids
things.
are so literal. So we're gonna talk about the Christmas cookie catastrophe, my friends.
Okay, it's the season.
Oh yeah, so this was sent to me from Ryan in Nocatee. He writes, I wanted to surprise my kids with homemade Christmas cookies.
Uh-oh.
But I used one of those pre-mixed sugar cookie bags but forgot to soften the butter, so I melted it. Then I added twice the egg yolks because the yolks looked small.
Oh dear.
The dough turned into soup and the cookies baked into one massive sticky pancake. We tried to cut it into shapes anyway, but the snowman looked like crime scene outfitters.
Yeah, it didn't look good.
Oh no.
So, the moral of this story is, Ryan, don't try to cook cookies.
Well, baking is a whole different story.
Bacon is
if
an
you
exact
can
science.
bake, that's what
Yes.
I'm saying. If you can bake, you are magic to me because it is, you got to be good at chemistry and things, and I am not.
I'm
No,
a great
not
baker. I'm not a great cook. It's weird, right? It's the opposite. Because
Yeah, I'm a good
cooking
cook,
is
I'm
like
not a good
art.
baker.
Like you just, it's a dash of this,
Yeah,
it's an
it's good.
eyeball of
It's
that,
easy.
it's a this of that, you know.
No,
No,
that's all I
no.
got for you friends today.
Oh
so,
my
No.
gosh. All right, my
Moral.
dazzling
don't go to
sunnies.
Ryan's house.
The sundial's blazing, and you turned another day into pure light. You filled the space with laughter, love, and the unmistakable glow that only you can bring. Remember, every time you shine, the whole world warms up just a little. So step out there, lift somebody's spirit, and live like the sunrise is showing it off just for you. Stay bright, stay thankful, and always keep it fiercely and fabulously sunny.
And so great to have our girl Ashim back in studio today and back home, so the band's back together.
Happy to be here, but don't you go drifting off. The Sunshine Storm rolls back in at 3 p.m. with more shenanigans and Addie's famous or infamous Reddit Rundown report. You know it's going to be wild as always.
Oh my goodness. Mel, let's shout out these sponsors one more
Oh
time.
my God, the Bailey Group, All American Air, Maritime Creative Flashes and Brilliant.
Limelight Theater, Great Expectations Realty and Auction, and Old Town Trolley.
About Fate Zone Cheer All Stars, the St. Augustine Pirate Museum.
And Nashim, who's on that list?
Historical Colonial Tour Experience, the Emma Concert Association.
Bin 39 Panache and the Capybara Cafe.
And don't forget Ben and Jerry's, baby.
Ben and Jerry's. We're going to go taste some tomorrow, right?
We'll see you guys back at 3. Love you.
Chocolate chip cookie dough.